Hi there folks, and welcome to another video of the photography challenge that I am doing together with Paul Jokel, where every week we are taking on several photography topics and challenges to perform here. And I'm in the Netherlands, Paul is in Iceland, so this makes for interesting videos. And this morning when I woke up, I was not really sure I was gonna go out today because the weather was quite bad. We have another video on bad weather coming up somewhere down the line, but now it's dry. There's still some clouds in the sky, so it could end up being bad weather later on anyways. But it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm going to go out to shoot a series. So basically what that means is I'm going to go to a place, find a subject and shoot at least 3 frames of the shot that I find, and I will try to mix things up with the compositions, the perspective, maybe horizontal versus vertical orientation of the shots, zooming in, zooming out, all that kind of stuff. And the cool thing about all of this is that I have no clue what I'm going to be doing, and neither do you. So strap up, my seatbelt is fastened, and I'll go for a drive, and then let's explore and find what we can get. Another fun fact of this series is that every time when I went out, I never really had a place in mind to go shoot. Well, on some occasions I had like a basic idea of where I wanted to go and execute the challenge. But most of the times, and very much so at least today, I'm just jumping in the car and going for a drive in the area here, and hopefully run into a place that I know is worth getting out the car for and walking around and taking a few pics. And this is normally when I go on a photography trip, I kind of plan in detail quite a lot. I like to be sure on where's the sun rising, where is it setting, how many hours of walking will there in between spots, and we get into all the small details for the best experience that we can offer for clients, but also when we go on solo shoots. But for some reason this whole photography challenge series that we're doing right now, at least for my part, I am completely just winging it, improvising on the spot, and no plans are made. Just get in the car with your stuff, drive out and see where you can execute the week's challenge, which I think is a really cool factor to this whole series. So as I'm driving right now, I'm thinking about a place around 15 minutes away from where I am now. It's a lake, a ven with a bit of forest next to it, that you can hike through the forest and walk out to a place where you have a view out on the lake. And initially when I thought of shooting series, I was talking and thinking about shooting one clear subject and portraying that in 3 different ways to make up a series. But I think I can also go to a location and capture at least 3 shots of the area that is makes up for the whole nature reserve over there. The place is called Sarsven and the Banen. It's a combined nature reserve, and if I just take an overview shot of the lake there, get a more close-up shot of something interesting there, and another shot, I have no clue what it's going to be, then I would have a series of this place, capturing the place. And I think this will be my approach for today. So as I was talking before, you just come up with ideas while you're driving out here and getting to a place that 2 minutes ago I didn't even think about I could go. So here we are. We made it to Sarsven and the Banen, which is a pretty beautiful spot. I have flown my drone out here was it last year? Yeah, last winter, early 2021. We had a couple of days of snow and ice on this lake. It was a popular place for people to go ice skating. You know, it's the thing we do here in the Netherlands. I have a drone video of this place that I will link here. But now I'll just go out and walk. There's a small cabin in the distance, a bird watcher's cabin that is a popular place in the summer when wildlife photographers head out here and try to capture all the bird life that is around. There's a couple of species of birds here that are protected and they flourish here. They are doing really well. But let's get into this area and try to see if we can get a couple of cool shots. I think this scenery right here, this small footpath leading through the forest, is very much, you know, essential to this place because it's pretty much the only way in and out you're allowed to get into this area and towards the bird watching hut. So I'm going to have this as my first shot of the series that is capturing the whole area. It's a simple shot, but it's this whole path takes you to the rest of the area, so it's essential to these surroundings, and it's kind of nice with the line leading this way in through the forest. So now, after a couple of minutes of walking, there's a small gate that leads me towards the birdwatching hut. I will go through the gate now and try to set up the second shot because I think the building itself, the bird photography hut here, is quite, you know, the typical place for this area. Everybody that goes here knows about it, and it's, you know, it's not only for the bird photographers, it's also for the tourists, obviously. They just like to get in here and watch out over the lake, and I will take a photo of the structure and then show you the view from inside, and then I'll maybe switch to another lens that I have with me and tell you a bit more about that once we are inside, and try to maybe do a semi-wildlife shot if there's any wildlife here. I can hear some geese in the distance though. And if not, we'll take a shot of the water itself, the lake, and that would complete my series of 3 shots of the area. And then I'll go hunt for a more specific shot where I find a certain object here or subject and try to get 3 shots from there. Will I succeed? I don't know. Will I try? Absolutely. So let's go. And this makes for a nice, yet again, simple composition with the path that I'm right on now, this wooden path with a structure in between the trees, sheltered away, and visual access to the area I'm going to show you next. So before we go in, let's grab this photo and then let's see what we can get from inside there. So, and as you can see, we're inside now, and from here you get a nice view out over the lake. And this is a cool spot to use different types of lenses, especially if you have a nice zoom lens. You'll be able to spot some of the birds here. And talking about zoom lenses, let's take out mine and attach it to this camera. I have my 50-140 with me now by Fujifilm, which is 70-200 basically if you are talking about full frame focal range. and I will attach it to my X-T4 now and try to get a wildlife shot. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that everything I'm videoing and photographing is with the X-T4 in this video, as it was in the last one, and probably in future ones as well. I have a couple of lenses available for the X-T4, so I can switch them up and get different focal ranges and yeah, take video and photos with it on the go. It just changes a bit of the way I'm showing my, doing these videos, but I think it works. So here she is, my Fujinon 50-140. I absolutely love it. I have owned it now for a couple of months, weeks, not for that long. I've taken it with me to Northern Iceland in November, and it's coming with me, of course, next week when I'm out into the Faroe Islands. This is the Red Badge XF lens by Fuji. Those of you who are into Fuji know that this is the real deal. Very sharp lens, not as heavy as other 70-200s are, and f2.8 over the whole range is just also really cool to have. So this is absolutely a great lens that I so far have really enjoyed using. This video is not so much about gear, but whenever I mount this lens to my camera, I can't get over how nice it looks. So I'm filming this with the 50-140 right now, and straight away you can see how much closer I am to those trees or bushes in the water, and this makes for a very nice and intimate scene that I will take a photo of right now, as there's some geese flying by. That looks really nice bonus. And I think those three shots, the shot of the path leading out to this birdwatching house, the birdwatching house itself, or the cabin I should say, and then the view you'll get from in here and the opportunities of shooting things from here, rounds off the first series of 3 for this video. So let's go ahead and snap this picture. Yeah, there's some birds out there in those trees over the water, and sadly, as you can see in the distance, this windmill that they have built up last year is kind of spoiling the view, or makes it nicer. I don't know what kind of person you are. Personally, we have a lot of them here in the Netherlands. We are used to them, of course. They are part of our landscapes. I get it, it's totally fine, but if I could choose, I'd rather not have them, as a backdrop for a place like this. But yeah, nothing I can do about that. Anyways, here's some views of the lake and the surroundings. Yeah, and I think for my subject, for making another 3-piece or a series of 3, I will use the body of water in front of me, the lake here. I will aim for 3 shots that I can crop into square images and show you the lake from 3 angles, basically, one from straight on and one from the right, from where I am right now, which is what you're seeing right now, and one looking to the left. So it is almost going to be a panorama, but not quite. It's just going to be 3 different shots of one and the same location, shooting it with the 50-140. So you end up with a series of 3 that hopefully looks nice in the first place, but also shows you how this lake looks. It can be that simple. And right now I'm looking outside of this bird photography cabin into the right direction from where I was before, and I can see this pillar right here, and there's another cool 3 shots to be had over here. I'll be taking a shot like you're seeing right now, an overview, then I'll be shooting a close-up of some of the branches in front of me, and then I'll try to get a look-through shot where I basically zoom through these branches in front of me and focus on the forest there in the distance. So without changing composition almost, you will end up with 3 complete different shots at the exact same spot. That is the exercise right here. Yeah, and I think that wraps up this week's video and challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video in the first place, but I hope that I was able to show you that the whole exercise of taking photos in series is helping you to tell a story. So storytelling through your photography. Go ahead and shoot more in series, and if you have them online, please share the link with me. I would love to see them. And I'm sure Paul would love to see yours as well. He's out in Iceland now. I have no clue where he's going this time for this video. It's very much still winter in Iceland, so he'll have hopefully some nice conditions out there, at least with some snow and ice. And I have so many ideas going through my mind when I think about shooting a series in Iceland. You could visit a waterfall or a canyon or any fjord or mountain basically, and have so much fun capturing shots, and for this particular challenge capture a nice series. So with that, we have come to the end of this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and hopefully you're going to check out Paul's video as well. For my next week's video, I will be in the Faroe Islands, where I am running a private workshop for a customer from the Netherlands, and I'll be spending a week on the islands, discovering pretty much the entire country, exploring, taking photographs, hopefully run into several types of weather for it to be nice and dynamic. And yeah, so I'm out with the client. I'll have to focus on guiding the client around and shooting alongside with her, and basically offer a quality service. But the beauty of just having one customer with me is that it's a very low profile tour, and I will be able to shoot some video for myself. So there's a good chance, or I'm at least telling myself right now that I'll be shooting the next video for this series is going to be in the Faroe Islands. Something that I look forward to a lot. Hopefully you do too. It's a bit of a change of scenery from the Dutch forests and fields to be out in the fjords and mountains again. I'm really looking forward to that, and to take this challenge to a different environment and location is going to be extremely fun. So with that, thanks again, and stay tuned for the next video, and thank you.